All right, guys, Mike here with the watch list video for Tuesday, October 14th. To be honest, I wasn't that optimistic coming into today because of the nasty sell-off and then the gap up into the middle of yesterday's range. I didn't really know what to think, and it was kind of dead, but still some pretty nice calls during the regular trading. But man, if you hung out in extended hours today, we had a huge after hours. But I'm going to cover a couple of those, and I'm going to go into the watch list. LITM, let me show you 5-minute candles. I gave this idea over the half, which was right there. See right here, it had a lower intraday high at 545. I called it over 550, which I think was right there, and the stop was like 25 cents below, and man, it just absolutely ripped. What else? Poet, I just mentioned as a potential bounce play, which is back over the earlier high, right? We had it on Bounce Watch. There's the early high, 7.99. Some of you might have waited for the 8 break. Either way, the stop was like 20 cents, and it went up from the 8 break to what, 8.54. Not huge. Call of the day, I got to give to Sahil. I try to give a call of the day once a day. GWH. Now, I didn't take this one because I generally don't trade in the first 5 or 10 minutes. But if you go to 2-minute candles, his idea was over 6. And that was early, right? It topped at 6 on the opening 2-minute candle. So your entry would have been through 6 with your stop below the previous candle. You might say, well, I don't want to risk 37 cents. That's not that big a deal as long as you control your position size, right? And let me go back out to 5-minute candle. So if you took the 6 break, it went all the way to 13.87. And then the 37 cents or whatever it was risk doesn't seem that bad. And it never stopped out. Call of the day by Sahil. ELBM was an absolute ripper today, and I'll show you where I called this one. I had noticed right in here that it had hit 625. It hit 625 there. It hit 625 or 624 there. So my idea was back through 625, which it triggered right there and went to 870, and it worked pretty damn quickly. So that was pretty cool. But the real highlights were after hours. I'm going to show you some of these because, you know, sometimes after hours is boring and nothing sets up, but man, we had a few today. A couple anyway. UAMY was on my, half hour before the close, I put together a possible after hours play watch list, right? UAMY was on there. You see it topped out at 1727. We'll go to 5-minute candles. And I'm going to, let me try that again. Haven't been drinking, I swear. So 1727, and then in after hours it hit 1725 and flags. So I type in the chat room UAMY over 1725. It breaks 1725 and goes to 1998. That is a great trade, and the stop probably 14 cents below. It doesn't get much better than that, right? Below this previous candle. And then maybe even better than that was CRML. I called in after hours over the after hours high, which was over 2340, knowing that the high of day was 2367. I liked the strong close in it. Take the 2340 break and it went to 2678, and the risk on that one was only about 27 cents. So after hours was just absolutely fantastic today, and I'm going to leave it at that because I want to get into the watch list and I want to get out and touch some grass actually, right? LAC goes on the watch list. It's been very strong, had a nice bounce today, kind of closed near the highs, and that whole space, any kind of rare earth play is really strong. TMC, big breakout today, certainly worth watching for some follow through. I mean, again, that space is just red hot. BTQ, quantum play, all the quantums were on fire except for BTQ. A couple of you said you liked it over 1250 today. It never broke, and by the way, went through 13 and after hours. I did not trade that one, wasn't watching it, but still goes on long watch. It's kind of the new shiny penny in town for quantum plays, and it really was kind of a laggard today. Poet goes back on watch, was on bounce watch today. Again, mentioned it through 8 today, and it had a pretty strong close. What else? DFLI had a nice pop today. It was on bounce watch. I did not trade it, but a really nice pop. Could easily have a follow-through day tomorrow. NUKK, nice little mini breakout today. And that one actually ran in after hours. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at 1140. We can see how high it went. I wish I'd have been watching that one in after hours, but I wasn't. It went all the way to 12, and now it's kind of rolling over. But I like the daily on it, and that one can move at times. ZENA is a drone play. Had a big pop on Friday, gave a lot of that back, and then basically briefly took out Friday's high. But if you look to the left, the only recent high is 705. There's the 3-year weekly. So it's kind of a big area if it can get over that 7. Let me go back to the daily real quick. If it can get back over maybe that 705, it's going to look really good, but we might get a better entry than that if it sets up, right? BBAI, just a strong stock and a strong close. GTI, nice pop today and a strong close. ELBM, and after hours it's trading at 582, but we'll still see. I mean, after that kind of move, if you're a day trader, it should be on watch. Same with CRML, stupid extended. Again, even that extended gave a great trade in after hours, and that whole space is red hot. That's the rare earth space. We're going to watch it. NVTS, I like the chart anyway, but in after hours it ripped to almost 14. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at 13.44. They had a nice headline in after hours. So that one goes on watch. LAES, also a quantum play. Kind of a quiet day, but with the quantums on fire, we're going to watch it. AQMS closed way off its highs, and I guess that's another one I should have had on watching after hours because it went to 1980 in after hours. As I'm talking to you, it's trading at 16.21. Anyway, you slice it, it's an in-play stock now, right? NUAI, I like the 2-day pullback after the big rip on Thursday. Treating that like a bounce play. Whoops. And DVLT, just another red day, but now it's in that area between the 8 and the 20-day. Pretty good spot for a potential bounce tomorrow, so it goes back on bounce watch. That's it for me. I'll see you guys in the pre-market, and we'll find some gappers to add to this list. Have a great night.